no hope for the youth, and the truth is it ain't no hope for the future. And then they wonder why we crazy. I blame my mother for...
We start off our documentary in a small town called Fox Lake in Illinois. Here lies the school Grant Community High School, which looks normal from the outside, but on the inside has lots of secrets to be told. Come on with us on this journey to figure out what's going on the inside.
Hello everybody, my name is Jean-Philippe, famous director. You might know me for directing the documentary Bigfoot Hunters. Well, you might be watching this right now saying, why did I choose to do a documentary on Grant Community High School? And it's a great question. Grant Community High School first caught my eye when I saw it was in the town of Fox Lake. Fox Lake was on the news a little over a year ago for a cop who was shot on duty. It was a hard-working, loyal, trustworthy cop who worked in the community for a long time, and he died. It's a tragic thing. And I wanted to originally do a documentary on the cop, but then I saw Grant Community High School. I wanted to do a documentary on that. First, I'd like to point out that Grant Community High School is a great school academically, great students, and a world-class staff. Nothing is wrong with the staff. The staff is perfect. No bad, representatives of the staff ever, just class act people. But the thing that's bad about Grant Community High School is the policy and system. Just awful. First off, they use propaganda and other terms to shape the students a certain way. They don't let the students shape themselves. They shape the students to be a certain way. In high school, the students should shape themselves, and if they go to college, they might do some tweaking to how they shape themselves, and that should be it. But at Grant tries to control how they shape the students, which I don't think is right. The students should shape themselves, and the Grant themselves shouldn't have to shape the students. Grant is kind of like, in a way, to Nazis. Nazis try to shape their people to just say, hate the Jews and just hate everyone that's not Nazi, blonde hair, blue eyes. That's how I feel like Grant is, Grant and Nazi propaganda is basically the same. Grant tries to say, keep it red, be nice, the bulldog way. They try to make the students only like Grant. They force the students a certain way to act how the Grant wants them to shape. And Nazis try to shape their people how they want to be shaped. And plus, their main colors are both red, which is not a coincidence at all. Secondly, Grant treats their students like kids and dogs, and they root them for doing the right thing, which in my view isn't right. For example, at Grant Community High School, if you do the right thing, you get a bulldog buck. Let's say someone drops their books and I pick up their book, I'll get a bulldog buck for doing the right thing. I shouldn't get rewarded for doing the nice thing or doing the right thing in general. I'll get a bulldog buck because they want me to be nice. They try to force people to be nice. In this world, there are nice people and there are not nice people. You shouldn't force people who don't want to do the right thing to do the right thing. That's not how this works. It's either you do the right thing or you don't do the right thing. And they're kind of, in a way, treating us like a bulldog, You take out your bulldog goes to the bathroom inside, and you don't like that. So every time your bulldog goes to the bathroom outside, you reward that bulldog with a treat, so the bulldog knows that every time it goes to the bathroom outside, it gets rewarded. I feel like in a sense that we are the dogs. Every time we do something right, they give us a treat, like a bulldog buck, to earn a reward, which in the real world, we don't get something nice if we do something right, which I'll bring up later. Another thing is that the system is great. The system should be powerful, which Grant has a powerful system, which I thought they did, but I recently found out that they don't. The system crumbled, the staff crumbled when the students made a stand for the IDs. The IDs they used to wear were the student pictures on a lanyard they used to wear around their neck. It was just a safety thing. There was nothing wrong with it. Just the students didn't like it because it was an extra piece of accessory that didn't match their clothing, or they didn't want to wear it, which is, in my opinion, is just stupid. The school wants you to wear an ID, just wear the stupid ID. It's fine. It makes everyone feel safer in a sense, which, if a system that the students go to reward us for doing the right thing, but also crumble to the students, makes the students that like we're controlling the school and the school's not controlling us. In reality, the school should control us. And Grant also likes to favor certain types of students. For example, the wrestlers at Grant get special treatment. Let's say a wrestler does something wrong, and the wrestling coach will just pick him up like, oh, don't do that thing again, and we'll be good. You know, the students get something a little extra, you know. Oh, let's say a wrestler punches a regular student in the face, the coach will be like, oh, don't do it again, you're not going to get in trouble this time, but next time you will. But in reality, they're not going to get in trouble. And also, I like to point out that I saw a stat or heard someone say that 22 wrestlers are ineligible to wrestle. And I guarantee you that the wrestling coach is still letting those kids wrestle during practice. In reality, those wrestling coaches should punish those wrestlers for not being academically required to play wrestling or to do wrestling. And they should punish them by making them, well, not punish them, they should have them do their homework and study for the test until their grades go back up enough for them to play wrestling or to do wrestling. You shouldn't just let them wrestle even though they're ineligible to wrestle. That's going against the laws of just sports or high schools in general. You shouldn't do that. You should make the students be academically fit to do wrestling first and then have them wrestle. Make sure they get their education first. That's why they're at high school. They're not at high school to wrestle and to be your little puppets. They're at high school to be their team. In which at Grant, the wrestlers are the puppets, which never get in trouble. So, another thing I like to point out with how we're being treated is, like, in a sense, like, let's say I'm driving in my car and the speed limit's 45, and I'm going 45 and a cop pulls me over and says, oh, you're going to the speed limit, good for you, I'm going to reward you for doing what you're supposed to be doing. Here's $20. That's not how that works. The cops, for doing the right thing, you do not get rewarded for it, which Grant is making the students feel like, oh, if I do something right in the real world, I'll get rewarded. But in reality, you're not going to get rewarded. Or for someone gets pulled over and they're going 70 in a 45, and the cop's like, oh, you're the famous athlete, you're not going to get in trouble. You're setting a bad example for those people. Just because they're doing something bad and they're good at something doesn't mean they're not getting in trouble. That's the way Grant makes their students feel, in a sense. So, off that topic, the overall goal of this documentary is to interview former students, current students, and people who live in the community, and just to see what their input is on Grant and the system overall, and to get a closer look at Grant and sneak in and showing you all the terms and propaganda terms.
For the interviews, first up we have a person called Michael Walsh, a former Grant Community High School student, and he should have some good points and standpoints to bring up. They should really come together with this whole grant policy isn't really that good thing.
Michael Walsh, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you, Pajama?
Great. Have you felt like Grant has shaped you in a certain way?
You know, they really have shaped me. They've really made me realize what I don't want to be in my life. You know, I've seen a lot of people at Grant and in the community, and I realized, man, if I was ever in that point, I don't know what I would do. It would be extreme. I would probably try to end my life. So it's really pushed me in college to go after my dreams and achieve what I want to, just because I know I don't want to end up in a dead-end job and a dead-end life like anybody who lives in the town of Fox Lake has. So in that way, I would say Grant really has shaped me. It's given me a vision of what I don't ever want to be and what I hate.
Grant and Michael. Okay, what teachers have influenced you the most?
I would say out of all the teachers that I encountered at Grant, probably Mr. Iduke would be the most influential one, because, you know, with every other teacher, I had this sense that they were a teacher. They were nice to me, they were polite, they just weren't real. But Mr. Iduke, he would be mean to you if you were stupid, and he would make fun of students in class. And that's how the real world is. People aren't nice, they don't sugarcoat their opinions. They will mock you in front of an entire class if you deserve to be mocked in front of an entire class, which many people do. which is probably why he had the biggest influence on me in my education.
Michael Walsh brought up some great points during his interview. Next up, we have Kohlberg, who is a former Grant Community High School wrestler, so he's probably going to have some high thoughts on Grant, unfortunately. And his interview is probably not going to be that good, so don't really expect anything from it.
Hello, Kohlberger.
Hey,
How you doing?
I'm doing alright. How are you?
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. First question. What do you think about the students at Grant Community High School?
Well, I think the students really get along quite well. Besides, I'm just gonna be honest. Like, I like how there's so much PDA in that school. Like, between class periods, you got these couples sucking faces like they're sending the boys going off to war, and girl's never gonna see him again. And I don't know. Seems
Great
like a
answer,
good environment.
Kohlberger. Great answer. Okay. Next question. How has Grant aided your future?
I think that Grant has really pushed me to realize that being a terrible student doesn't get you very far, and you can't slack off that much, which I did, but I now know that I can't. Don't worry, guys, I got this.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's all I got.
Okay, that's an alright answer. Okay. Last question. What are your final thoughts? What did you like and dislike about Grant?
Oh boy. Alright, well. You know, I liked the atmosphere. Felt like it brought out the better me, but I hated a lot of the people because a lot of them, if I never saw them again or something happened, it wouldn't affect me at all. That's all I got. That's all I have to say about that.
So next up, we have Clint Tywasher. To go back on Kohlberg's interview, as I expected, it wasn't that good. Former jock, wrestler, got everything he wanted in high school, probably. But Clint Tywasher's a local Fox Lake person, so should have some good insight on Grant.
Okay, we're here with local celebrity Clint Tywasher, formerly in the Bigfoot Hunters documentary. How you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good, thanks.
Okay, first question we want to ask you is, how do you associate with Grant Community High School?
Well, I graduated Grand back in 1984, and I'm very close with my neighbor's kids that go there currently.
Okay. Second question we have is, do you think Grant's Be Nice policy is wrong?
Shit, man, I don't know. Do I think it's wrong that I claim my neighbor's kids on my taxes? Do I think it's wrong that my John Deere is my primary mode of transportation? I don't know, man. I don't know. But I can tell you one thing, man. I sure as hell think it'd be very nice if I could bring my coons to school.
Raccoons, right?
Yeah, my pet coons.
Okay, good answer. Third question is, how has Grant aided your future?
Well, Grant taught me that, you can do anything, man. You can really get to the top if you set your mind to it, and I think that I really done that. I'm 4 glass prawns, boats, and they don't run, but I just think that it's great, man, when you gotta give back. And Grant taught me to give back, and I just think there's no better way to give back than to really reach out and touch little kids.
Great answer. Thank you for your time, Mr. Tywasher.
Yeah.
Clint Tywasher had some great points, got a little out of control towards the end, but great guy. Next up we have Chaz Michaels, who goes to Grant right now, see what he thinks about Grant, and he's a little on the crazy side also, so get ready.
Here we have Chaz Michaels with us today. How you doing today?
I'm just doing dandy day right now.
Okay, so as an outsider, how do the outsiders view Grant Community High School?
Well, I would see myself as an outsider because I've never went to Grant, but learning through the community, everyone sees Grant, pretty good. They teach discipline and they teach them how to do all the good stuff, you know, not get caught in the law as me being a police officer. You know, I feel like my partner taught him how to do it because he was such an integral part of the community, you know, worked with the Explorers program, you know. May he rest in peace, you know. He had a little incident, and what a tragedy. Brought the community together, but such a good guy.
Sad time for GCHS during that time.
Oh, yeah. I bleed blue, you know?
Blue?
I bleed blue.
Okay. Next question is, what do you think about the students at Grant Community High School?
You know, I think the students are just so afraid of their lives, you know, from the teachers there, you know, telling them, you know, disciplining them, that they don't get caught in law, never see them. It's usually other kids influencing them to be bad, you know, getting them caught with the jazz cabbage and the alky-walkies, you know, all that bad stuff, but grandkids, they're the best, you know, never get caught.
It's like to say that you're pro-Grant, then you think the kids are good.
I want to say I'm pro-Grant, but if I had a choice of having a Grant kid and having a McHenry kid, I'd kill a McHenry kid.
So you choose your grandkid.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that they are so much better because their teachers and their staff members just discipline them so hard. Like the perfect amount of discipline, you know. They're scared of their lives, but they also do their schoolwork. I would kill a McHenry kid any day of the week.
Great talking to you, Michael Michaels.
It was a good talk.
After the interviews, I feel pretty confident about going inside Grant now. Got a really good feel how it's going to be in there and how I feel I can get away with it, get safe, get some good footage for you guys. I do it all for the documentary. See you outside.
Here's a question you want us to ask. What's the biggest dragon you ever saw?
Well, probably the biggest dragon I ever saw. I saw a 12-foot Carolina Ridgeback when I was back in the Adirondack.
Michael. No, it fell over. The kid. That's the ass. Like, that's the ass.
Okay.